Hell yeah, KB.
You can hear the crowd sing along. Everybody know my songs. Had the crowd learn to walk. Country girl, small town. 14 years dedicated. Look, ma, I finally made it. Never thought I'd ever say it, but today I live my dreams. Bodyguards protecting me. Crazy fans, loud screaming, flashing lights on every scene. Autographs, lots of pictures, signs that say we love you, kitty. Superstar, my new status, fantasizing. Please don't wake me. Let me finish with this dream.
Hey, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? It's your girl here to signs. This is how do you feel? How y'all doing? So I told y'all I was gonna give y'all more coffee with Kitty, but I came locked and loaded tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I got the beautiful Deasia to my left. Although I'm not sure if it looked like that on the camera. Do it look like that on the camera? Is it the left?
Yep, that's your left.
All right, wait. To the right.
To the right, to the right.
We got Rashida.
And she even got her hair to the right. No, she got her hair to the left. But it's still the same thing.
So we was talking. We was sitting over here talking, and I was just like, "Would y'all mind going live with me?" I was real humble about it, and they was like, "Yeah, we'll go live with you." So we decided we're gonna get on here and we're gonna talk. We was chit-chatting. This is girl talk. And in the midst of our conversation, some things came up. And it's serious. It's a very much needed conversation. And y'all not gonna talk too much shit to us because all your shades are in the building right now. Colorism. We were sitting around. We said, hey, we need to have this conversation. And here we are. We're about to have this conversation. A while ago, Rashida, you were saying some real shit. And if you don't mind.
Oh, what was I saying? I don't remember.
I was saying some
yeah, we was talking about so much about just how, the perception, implicit bias, we're just everything that goes with colorism, favoritism, how we view it, what's what, is it real? Is it real? I've literally seen arguments that say colorism really isn't real.
It's definitely real. It's ingrained in us as a people. Right. And although we feel like outside forces is the one that implemented, we keep it going on amongst each other.
Mm-hmm. So that means like it's deep rooted, it's deep seated, it's in our DNA.
It's just ingrained in us.
Yeah, it's in our DNA.
You have any experiences with anybody have had an experience with colorism?
I've had experiences with colorism, and the experience that I've had with colorism is one of the experiences that a lot of people don't really understand, because a lot of times when you think about colorism, you only think about how it impacts people with a darker skin tone.
Right.
And so when the people with a darker skin tone are negatively impacted by colorism, where it translates to a lighter skinned person being treated some type of way by a darker skinned person.
Right.
So when I was like, my first experience with colorism, I can remember this. I was like 4 years old in the kindergarten. Mm-hmm. And back then it was like, you went to your little head stars and everything. My birthday was late, so I was in kindergarten in the 4th grade. I mean, 4 years old, I'm sorry. So I'm in kindergarten. I'm 4 years old in the kindergarten. And because I was the only little light-skinned girl running around, it was like everybody already had the impression that if you light white, damn, you know, like the closer to white the better you are type of thing. So that was already ingrained in us. So with me being a kindergarten running around, like everybody looked at me that way. So I had a dark skinned teacher and I was in a class with all these dark skinned people. And like they used to do little stuff and pick on me and do all of that. And I actually used to want to be dark skinned.
Oh wow!
I actually want to be dark skinned. Like even now, I'm so like when I look at people and I look at beauty, it's like I see like dark skin is so beautiful to me because I wanted to be dark skinned. On the flip side of that, I had a little sister that was actually dark skinned, right? And so I got this little sister, she's actually dark skinned. And one day she came to my mama and she said, Mama, I want to wipe the dirt off of me. I need to get the dirt off of me. She thought she was dirty because she was dark skinned. At the same time, I'm over here having a complex with my light skin and she's having a complex with her dark skin. And that's my little sister and I love her to death. And
you both on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Exactly.
So what would you say to the people that say like dark skin women or men, because it's really a lot of it boils down to women. Colorism, I think,
because men don't.
If there's a ranking, I think colorism affects dark skinned women the most.
Yeah, that's true.
And then maybe dark skinned men, and then light skinned women. And then I don't think light-skinned men really just had it that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like on the negative.
And that's true. Dark-skinned women get the butt end of colorism.
Right.
You know, dark-skinned women have just now been able to be appreciated for the skin that they're in. And just because, and this is one thing that I have to tell people, even though as a light-skinned woman that I had that experience as a kid where the darker-skinned people was picking on me, as I got older and I understood the depths of colorism, I'm going to be an advocate for my darker-skinned sisters. Because I know that at the end of the day, my situation is an isolated situation. Their situation is global. It's bigger than me. So because my sister's situation is bigger than me, I could very well be over here as a light-skinned woman, like, you know what, I had dealt with this, I dealt with this type of discrimination. I could play victim or I could be an advocate. Right. And because I know I'm okay with understanding the fact that as a light-skinned woman, I do carry a certain type of privilege. I am afforded the ability to talk crazy and say all this old wild shit that my darker skinned sisters are not able to say to get a point across. So if I could be the voice for you, then that's what the fuck I'm gonna do.
But I gotta applaud and respect that because I'm brown, right? So I'm in between. So I felt like it was like with darker skin girls, it was like we got bigger fish to fry than your brown ass. You know, so then I'm borderline paper bags, you know. You
stuck in the middle. You like
stuck in the middle, light skin, like you definitely not a part of us. But,
yeah, so you like a little mixed kid.
But yeah,
you don't know where to place yourself.
Right, just as confused. And so I did feel like I didn't feel like as you said. I felt that there was some privilege in that because I know nobody really made fun of my skin tone. I never got that. Never been associated. My skin tone itself has never been associated negatively. I got, peanut butter, anything. It just wasn't negatively associated. Mocha chocolate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is, more empowering associations than it would ever be negative.
Exactly.
So I suffer from my height more than I did my color.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would.
And that's because you worked that fine line. You was in that fine line of once that mixture. And that's what stepped into like when.
But I felt so safe because I did not
get that perfect mixture.
I didn't feel like I've really had to face colorism outside of the implicit bias that goes along with being black in America, period.
Gotcha.
That's what. But with my people,
that makes sense.
And then that helps me kind of because I ain't really had that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a privilege within, you know.
And you're
within a problem. It's a privilege
you
within
have
a problem.
And that's what a lot of people don't recognize. It's like if you don't recognize it, you try to make it seem like that you, like the world do not have a standard of beauty to say that you need to be this skin tone, you need to have this body, you need to look. Exactly. And when you try to deny the fact that you have that privilege, then you end up victimizing people who look just like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not even using your privilege to advocate for the people who may not have their voice. And not to say that they don't have a voice, but their voice is going to be less likely to be heard than yours.
Right.
So check this out. Since we're on this topic, how exactly did the video of the little girl that went viral that looked over in the camera? The girl was doing her hair. She was dreading up her hair, and she looked over in the camera, and you could kind of see something on that baby face. I'm sorry, I'm just very detailed. You can kind of see something on that baby face when she looked at the camera and said, "I'm ugly." How did that make you feel, and where do you think that came from?
I'm gonna have to say it's the parents, you know, because your mother is your first teacher. And if I respect it on one end, I gotta, you know what I mean, allow that weight to carry over on another end, saying I can't take the blame away, you know what I mean, from the parent. I can't, because how is it not her mother and her father? I can't make an assumption that the mother or the father is not both in her life, but that's even sadder. You know what I'm saying? If you got both your parents and you don't understand your beauty and feel your beauty and self-worth at that age, it should be no reason with same parents that a child does not recognize their beauty. From the time my daughter was born, you're beautiful, you know, you're worthy.
Right.
Those affirmations. So even if she was a funny little ugly duckling kid, she ain't gonna know that. Right. Her viewpoint of herself is going to be nothing but self-love. Right. I'm gonna be very intentional in imparting that into her soul. Mm-hmm. So I just felt like this baby is not getting that's not proper. She's not getting the proper love, and I'm sorry. That's detrimental. Self-hate is detrimental. So if you ain't taking it serious, then what we doing?
And I definitely understand what you're saying about that. However, I had my perception of it was totally different. The reason why my perception of it was different is because I just saw the kid, and I just looked at it from the kid's perspective and what was going on right then, without placing any type of judgment or blame, because it was certain things that I would post on social media in regards to that, and people kind of was like, no, that can't be the case. I said, first of all, this little girl, she had locks. Mm-hmm. The average person, especially the average woman, is not putting locks in their kid's head. Right. So in order for this woman to be putting locks in her kid's head, or whatever the case may be, somebody around them have to be on that, you know, on that level, and to the point where
I've seen some locks, because the locks can be faddish too.
Yeah, locks can be faddish, but 9 times out of 10, they're using that fad on themselves and not their kids. Right. Yeah. They're not gonna just go lock their kids up. The first thing that I say is somebody, either her mama or her daddy, got locks. And if her mama and her daddy got locks, 9 times out of 10, they're awakened enough to push those positive affirmations into their child. Right. That doesn't mean that child is not gonna go to school and get picked on, because like a lot of adults, we go through that stage where we be feeling like when we first start our lives, we go through an ugly stage. Yeah. When we first cut our hair off, we feel like we're gonna go through that TWA, that teeny weeny afro stage, and it's the ugly stage. Even adults cannot deal with their own natural hair. So you finna put locks in this little kid hair, and she probably saw her mama and was like, I want to be just like my mama. But you know the repercussions. So check this out. You know what's gonna happen when she went to school.
On your lock journey, check this out.
on your lock journey, was there a time that you felt ugly?
I didn't feel ugly anytime on my lock journey, simply because I was natural when I first went natural when I was 19 years old, before they even had products for me and everything. By the time my lock journey started, it was like, fuck you. You know, that's just really what it was. It was like, by the time my lock journey started, I was on a whole nother new level, because I done been through the trenches.
Right.
I feel like a pioneer around these because I had the little TWA. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was dealing with men that before they come. I went natural when I was 19 years old. I don't remember what year it was, but it was like, cause hell, I don't know how old I am sometimes. But goddamn it, it was a long time ago. And there was no natural shit out. Only thing you had to do is go get you some goddamn aloe vera oil and mix that shit together with a little bit of vitamin E and sit your ass down somewhere, and you're gonna be looking like Florida Asians around this motherfucker. You hear me? That's how you gonna be looking. That's what I had to do. I went through a struggle. I'm the pioneer. Y'all ought to be thanking me. I done pioneered this shit. So by the time when I got my locks, I was like, shit, fuck it. I'm gonna wear my hair out.
Was there ever a time that when you first go sit down, King? Go sit down. When you got your locks, was there a time that you felt ugly?
I thought.
Go sit down.
No, not at all. I always went these sides grow back.
You're fine. And see, that's the thing. It's just like, even with that, like, but all of us sitting up here with some damn house, we ain't got no retwist.
Right.
Oh no.
But yeah, I used to think I don't care about it no more.
Was it ever a time that you cared about it though?
I thought I was. Like when I would see other people, I was just be like, you need to retwist your shit.
Okay, so then there it is. You had a point where it was like, but now still didn't embrace the nattiness of our like it's like.
No, I got cosmetically, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know, aesthetics. You know,
having to be neat.
So I got a question. What would you ask a little girl? What would you tell a little girl if she asked you, if you had a little girl and she said, "Mommy, can I get locks?" Would you let her?
I have a little girl that wants locks.
Okay, so you can speak on that.
Yes, and so my daughter's hair is natural, and oddly enough, her aunt, you know, is mixed, right? And so she's always like, "You need to perm her hair. You need to." And so right there, we got
colorism. I'm calling it flag. What is it? Flag on the plate. Colorism.
Right. Her light skin, yellow ass, you know, and it just it is usually associated with, you know, my daughter's light skin.
Right.
So, but she has coarser hair. Mm-hmm. So like people, I've heard the term before. That's a waste of yellow when you're light skinned with kinky hair.
I've heard that.
Like you supposed to be light skinned with
curly wavy hair. Your hair and your nose and all that, and your face fit. Yeah. Yep, I heard that. And people used to be like, how the fuck your daddy got green eyes? Because my daddy got green eyes. They'd be like, you ain't even got green eyes. You was waste light skin. Yeah. It's kind of like, I done fucked it up for the light skin. That's a real thing.
What age were you when you heard shit like that?
I've been hearing this all my life.
Like a little girl.
All my life.
My grandmother.
How did it make you feel when you heard it?
But see, you know, let me tell you something. My grandmother.
Yeah, because a fight gonna come with it. Shit, I want to know. I want to get her. Oh my God! You can say what you want to say, but you better make sure the fight gonna come with it. You go,
let me.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Sip your tea, beloved. Just sip your tea.
Talking down. They want to talk down.
Yeah.
And even in with your question where you was like, if I don't have any children,
right?
But because of the experience that I have had with locks is a different type of commitment. It's not the same thing as just like I'm finna go natural and get my loose hair, because you can still do the little cute thing and all that, put a little bow-rets and plait her hair down and all this whole kind of stuff.
Right.
Honestly, because of the knowledge that I have and because of the different emotional experiences that I have had with different journeys and going natural, if I had a daughter that told me, even though I'm locked, if I had a daughter that told me she want to lock her hair, I would first play with it a little bit. I would first probably do some yarn
Okay.
I'll first probably do her some little 2-strand twists and
Yeah,
send her
I got
off to
her.
school or something
Right.
and see how other kids react to it, because I don't want my kids to be
So,
bullied because I'm gonna
that's
start
it.
dressing in uniform and be ready to whoop a kid.
But if your child is in a mixed
You can't
culture,
fight kids, dear.
Shit.
like my daughter's school is real black, so she got teachers that have locks. You know, a lot of the staff have locks, right? There's a lot of other children that all their hair is natural, so she prefers her hair in the most natural state. So then, yeah, she loves to rock her rough. She like rough and stuff with her afro puff.
So she's empowered when she goes to school. That's good.
With her natural hair. Like if I like get her braids and add hair, she like it because she like to like throw them little beads and stuff, you know. But she prefers
her natural. That's dope. That's dope.
And it was just something I wanted just for her, you know. So
that's good.
That's why I went natural. Like I don't want my daughter feeling like she has to palm her hair and alter her hair and put all these toxins and chemicals and then try to meet the standard of beauty, especially when it comes to hair. Mm-hmm. Like it just really made me feel some type of way
in our community.
You know, I knew what her daddy was working with, and I knew what I was working with, so it was make no mistake about it. I knew she wasn't gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not gonna come out, and it's like the thing is that's the reason why I hate these different moisturizing commercials, detangling commercials, and all these the way they try to categorize hair and be like you 4C, you this and that. That's still some type of classism where it's like your hair is 4C, you 4B, you A this, whatever.
Yeah, and it becomes like you put what is it? You like almost ranking it.
Exactly.
There's a hierarchy.